Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of WP the Podcast. I'm David Blackman.
And I'm Tim Streifler.
And believe it or not, we are recording this episode and we're recording the video aspect of it. You may not listen to the end when I announce that you can watch these things on YouTube. So I'm putting it at the beginning. Come join us on YouTube, youtube.com/WP Gears. Or
so you can see our smiling faces instead of just hearing our voices.
Absolutely. So today's topic, why you should invest in your business growth this year in 2022. Now, before we dive off into this topic, I'm going to put this out there. Tim and I have not discussed this at all. So usually we prepare, we're ready, we want to cover the topic. We know what points we want to cover. We haven't done it on this episode. So I have no idea what Tim's going to say, and he has no idea what I'm going to say, which I'm kind of excited about it. It'll make for a little bit different of an episode. You want to go first or you want to go last, Tim?
I'll go first because I want to address, I guess, kind of the what the idea was behind this topic. So I think in this economic climate, right, we have high inflation, we have low economic growth, we have political turmoil, with the war in Ukraine, and there's supply chain issues. Like there's a lot of crap going on in the world. And so naturally, when that happens, people are less likely to want to invest. People hang on to their money rather than wanting to invest in their own business and spending money and doing things like that. And so, and that's a natural reaction to uncertainty in the world. And so the idea behind this topic is to discuss some reasons why, despite all of that crap that we're going through right now, like globally, this is why you want to invest in your business anyway. So that's kind of why. And so I didn't tell David ahead of time. So he might have thought, I don't know if this is what you were thinking at all, David, with the topic, but, or just kind of more in general. But so I guess in light of that, my opinion is this is the time when you want to invest the most, because if you think about it, when things are rough and so many people are holding onto their money and not investing in their business, this is when you can get the extra leg up and you can invest in your business growth and be able to, get a leg up on your competitors and stuff like that. When everyone else is hanging on to their money, this is when you can put some marketing dollars and dollars behind your sales staff or, whatever it may be in order to really grow your business. And so that's kind of the thought process there. So David, what do you think?
Dang, Tim, you took never mind. I'm not. No, let me tell you where I'm at and what I believe on this. I agree with everything that you said. And I think that regardless of what's going on in the world and whether it's personal or business growth, we should always be growing. We should always be learning something. So whether it's on a personal level and we're trying to learn more about ourselves, grow our spiritual lives or our physical or our emotional lives, whatever it is, it benefits us on a personal level. And it's no different in business. I think a lot of times business owners can get stagnant. I'm 100% guilty of this, where I can, just kind of coast on what I did yesterday, today. And I can tell you from experience, when you do that, you can do that for a little while, but there's going to come a time where things are going to kind of dip and drop because you haven't really done anything. You haven't done any business growth. And I think that in business, we should always be learning and stuff. And Tim's right. When we're learning and we're learning how to, whether it's serve our customers better or learn how to acquire new customers or to grow our company in a different way than it was before, then that's huge for us. And it's really, really good. And we should always be on that path. It doesn't necessarily mean for me, I've got to always be spending money. But guess what? Sometimes it does mean spending money, but sometimes it's sweat equity and stuff. And it's just putting in the time and effort and stuff. So I think now is a perfect time to invest in your company, Tim's right. Times are changing. Inflation's super high. It's scary. It's a crazy ass world right now. And you need to be able to, the companies that have learned to adapt to the environment that is going on, like 2020, the pandemic hit, doors shut. A lot of businesses didn't have an online presence and they closed forever.
Yep.
So if you're not, you better be prepared. If that wasn't a wake up call enough for you, it's a wake up call. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world and you should always be growing and stuff. So that's kind of where my mindset was. And, Tim and I have, we've invested in our companies all along the way, and we've invested in our clients as well. We're also educators. Obviously, this podcast is an education tool that we share our knowledge. We learn things, we share it with you guys, but we've also, have business owners who desire to take their business to the next level and stuff. And Tim and I educate in that arena as well. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, head on over to wpgears.com and you can see what we do outside of our day-to-day WordPress companies and doing this podcast and stuff. So yeah. One
last thing I wanted to add to that, we're talking about why you should invest in your business growth this year. So talking about investing, Warren Buffett, who's one of the most famous investors out there, has talked a lot recently about, and he's not the only one that's been talking about this, but the worst thing that you can do during times of inflation and poor economic growth is to hold on to your money. Because when you're doing that and you're just holding on to cash, your money's actually devaluing and you're actually losing money opposed to investing in. So his advice is always to invest the money into, he's an American investor, so invest in American companies and in the stock market, and you'll see a return over time compared to just holding onto your cash. So I'm going to take it one step further and say invest in your own company opposed to holding onto your cash and seeing your money decrease over time, devalue over time. The purchasing power of those dollars is going to be less a year from now than it is today because of inflation. So invest in your own company. That's going to look different depending on where you're at. That might be increasing your ad spend or starting an ad spend, or it might be investing in yourself, education, as David mentioned, wpgears.com. We have some great courses that can help you with that. Whatever that looks like for you, we encourage you to find ways to invest in your business growth this year.
Tomorrow, we've got another great topic, WordPress plugin highlight, Safe SVG. Until tomorrow, we'll see you then.
Take care. Bye-bye.